the ones that I just brought up. So the ones that I put inside the job are here. And I'm going to go over killing programs in a sec. What I think you should do is press PS, even though it's spitting out all that stuff real quick. So type in PS.
PS?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so you see the PID for your pings. Okay, so you need to very carefully, only you though, only you. You only do this. No one else do this, because you might do something really bad. Go kill, and then for the ping ones, like for example, I have 6005. You type in 6005 to kill it. No one else do that though, because it's unique to his computer, and this number is unique to my computer. And now it's dead. If I go to PS again, 6005 is now gone. And if you misspell that, you might end up killing something else.
Thing, right?
Yeah. If you're afraid that you spelled it in wrong, then I suggest just opening up a new terminal. Okay.
When I type jobs, right, there are some stopped, some running. So how do I stop the running thing? Control C.
I'll go, actually no, manager. That's more up to the role of the program to kind of handle that.
No, I give ping, google.com and ampersand. That is not stopping.
It's not stopping?
Yeah.
Running how?
See, this is running, it's telling still running.
Oh.
But it's not continuously producing it. If I give jobs, it says running.
Okay. It might just be in the background. It might just continue to be spewing out stuff, but not into your terminal though.
Okay.
So yeah, it might just be strange. That's just strange behavior. Typically, ping would kind of jump out of there, but yours isn't.
It is a kill.
No one run kill right now. No one run kill. No one start killing your stuff yet. I'll get into how to kill things properly in a sec.
Run kill?
Okay. So now if you want to take something that's in the background, you want to bring it into the foreground, it's FG, insert the job number, but it's not the PID actually. If you go back to this thing here, if you go to jobs, I have 1, 2, and 4. Clear. If I go, let me go jobs again. You can kind of see that there's a 4 up there. If I go FG to 4, I'm not back to Yahoo, but Yahoo wasn't spitting anything out anyway. It's going to kill that one. All my packets were lost. Nice. I'm going to bring back my Google. I'm going to bring back Google, so I'm going to go FG1. And as you can see, it's still pinging Google. And I can go back into background, get it, it'll stop again. Then I can bring it back. It's still number 1. Because it stops itself once it's told that you're going to put it in background. Because there's no point in it trying to ping in a time trying to show you stuff if you're not going to look at it. Because how useful is ping if you don't actually get to see the data that's getting sent back and forth? But some programs don't have a signal for, or don't take in the signal of, oh, you're trying to put me in the background, so I should stop doing what I'm doing. So they might come up as running. I saw the problem with doing this. His was successful in going into the background and not showing anything, but it continues to run. So I guess when you automatically put the command into background, it runs into other issues. Also, if you do put it into the background, it tries to spit out information. It will spit out information. So if it's, for example, echo test will print out test. If I go echo test ampersand. Oh, actually, it finished up before it could print out. Okay. But there are times when if it prints out after you put it into the background, it'll continue to spew out information. And it should not be on there because it's done. So if you told ping to stop at like 10 pings, it would then out of nowhere say, oh, it stopped. And let's actually do that real quick. Actually, no, I'll leave that for later. You guys can try that out later. And then the kill command. So I finally got to it. So once you put a process into the background, or you're working on if you there's a program that's using up one of your terminals and you switch to another one, and it's wrecking havoc and slowing down your computer, you can use the kill command. All you need to do is supply it with the process ID, and it's killed. But killing commands is not as simple as just exit out or stuff like that. Everyone knows that when you're running Windows or if you're running Mac, eventually, or even Linux, you'll get a command or a program that stops Responding is the perfect word. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, it'll stop responding, and that what would you do at that point? Okay. So did you kill it?
I could not.
Okay, let me kill it.
No, I had to restart.
Oh, you restarted? Okay. Okay. Anyone else put themselves in a trap and are now being spewed with a whole bunch of information? Everyone good? Okay. All right. So killing processes. So in order to kill a process, what you end up doing really is you're asking the program to kill itself. It's not as simple as just, oh, okay, so let's say this is a knife. This pencil's a knife. It's not like you exit out and then you actually do all the killing. No, it doesn't work that way. It actually works like this. So I'm the user, and when I'm standing over here, I'm the process. So I don't go and kill it. I actually give it the knife. The process goes, oh, thank you. I don't really like this place anymore. I hate having to print out things over and over again. This is absolute madness. It then stabs itself, commits seppuku, and then dies. But let's say you have one of those malicious programs, or let's say you have a program that just does not want to go out. You give it the knife, and it goes, no, hold on, I can't do this. I have too many things to work on, I have too many things to do, I'm really stressed right now, I have a wife and kids. I can't kill myself now, I have too many things to do. But you're like, but you're using resources. And I need to get those resources back to run other programs. So what do? You use the kill-9 command. The kill-9 command is when you take matters into your own hands and do the killing yourself. So like that, if you guys ever played this video game. Straight up. And then there's one other command that I've never run. If you're running on the server, I don't think you guys can fully get the extent of this. I have never run this command before. I don't suggest anyone who has a Linux machine run this. Please don't run this today. Run it when you guys get home. Kill-9-1. I actually forgot about this command. I learned it when I was first starting out with Linux, but I learned it back. I rediscovered it a couple weeks ago. Mass murder every single process that you can possibly kill.
He did it.
Yeah. Did you do it? What happens? What happens? Yeah, there you go. So it literally tries to kill every single program that you have ownership over. Wait, what? Oh my God. Hold on a sec.
You should have not put that up there.
Yeah, hold on. You're back? Okay.
I would.
Wait, hold on. You're on your Linux machine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. I thought you did that on our server and then logged everyone off. And I was like, okay, cool beans. Someone did it? Okay, let me get that back up then.
Really?
All right. Okay, so someone delayed this whole process. So now I got it. Really? Okay.
Oh my God. It's like you give everyone a nuke and you tell them, don't do it. Somebody's gonna...
We got through the Cold War and no one blew anything up? I thought no one blew up this time.
There's still somebody out there.
Okay, so let's see. Well, the website's still up, and I can still log into SCE. So everyone's logged out of Workshop right now. Log back in. Just log back in. You guys should be able to log back in. I'm going to see if I can get in there. Okay, yep, I'm back on. Okie dokie. All right. Okay. So yes, that command will crash your computer. If you ever hack into one of the Google servers or Facebook or something like that, and you don't want to take any data, you just want to raise some mischief, run that command, and if you can get into admin, you'll then shut off all the commands. So When he ran that command, it didn't shut off the entire server. It only shut off everyone who was using Workshop because it shut off a program called TTY, which is your terminal. Well, everyone's on the same user. Like if you were using the SJSU Unix machines, it wouldn't. But because everyone's using the same user, it just shuts all the commands under the ownership of Workshop. But if you go sudo or if you go into root and you do the same commands, you destroy everything. Anyone who's logged in as well. So if I had ran that as admin, everyone in here would be shut down, including the website as well, which would not have been too nice.
Well, you don't erase the data, right? You just
No, it just shuts down the computer. No, you just piss off the admin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a nice tool.
All right, so when things go wrong, I kind of went over this a little bit, like about talking about Control C and Control Z. So when a process absolutely needs to die, you press Control C. So let's say you're about to run a program. The most infamous program that I'm always afraid to run, and I triple, quadruple, subtuple check whenever I use it, is DD. That program right there copies data. But here's the problem. It copies data byte by byte on the hard drive from one location, one sector to another sector. And what you can end up doing is if you do that, I'm not going to show you guys. I'm going to erase that real quick. I'll show you guys in later tutorials because the next ones I hope that everyone have a VM. But there's a way to overwrite your boot sector by writing zeros to the first 512 bytes of your hard drive. So whenever I use that command, I got to make sure that the input is either zeros to something else and not zeros to some part of my hard drive. So if I ever do run that command, I'm like, oh my god, I almost made a bad mistake. I press Control C before it goes any further. Q, quit, exit, Control D, or Control C. You can use Control C as well. When a program needs to will not quit, see we can go Q, quit, exit. Typically these Q words or these phrases usually pretty much work almost all the time. Control Z to put something in the background. Here's a command I've never actually used before because I've never had a chance to use it. It's STTY sane. I think it might be an old, archaic way of making your terminal work. So back in the early days of Linux, whenever your terminal would say random things, hey, you might want to try that out. Try out STTY sane and see if it fixes up all that stuff that you keep getting. But typically I never get erratic behavior from the terminal. But if you do and you still have control, then you should run this command. And Control S. When a program is spamming you, you can stop all the output with Control S. So it's trying to show you all this data at a really quick pace. You have like a couple gigabytes of data from an XML file, and it's just you can press Control S to stop at a point, look at what you're looking at, and then continue on. And that's pretty much most of the things that you guys need to know about when it comes down to when things go wrong. Otherwise, it's a Google search because that's usually really particular. And I forgot one last thing. I'm actually probably going to do a Google search on what the other keys are, but it's a thing called risub. I cannot remember what the keys were before this, but if you're ever running your computer and things have really gone to crap and you're not too sure what to do, you're freaking out, if you want to shut down your computer, do not hold the power off button. That is a Windows thing to do. What you do is you issue risub. And that's one of those commands that's a software interrupt that once you start typing in all this stuff here, with the combination in the front, I need to look that up real quick, it'll safely turn off your computer. Each one of these is its own function, and the last one is reboot. So real quick, I'll actually show that off after this last part. But actually at the end. So that's it for now. Now you guys kind of have a gander on how to use the command line. Next time I'll probably go over command line, setting up your network, probably going into drivers, probably going into terminal info redirects. What time is it? Oh, it's only 7:04. Okay. And hopefully a little more advanced terminal stuff and a little more advanced into the Linux architecture and how that works. Here are my resources. Doesn't really matter. Some of the things that I looked at. You guys can actually check out those links. They're actually pretty helpful. I had to actually look up what sticky and setUD it was because I've never heard of it until this workshop. Some things to Google and read. So get a Linux cheat sheet. You only need a couple Linux commands, but just kind of get a cheat sheet for yourself. Try to remember those, and then from there you can learn any of the other commands. Understand the Linux file system tree. It's not like Windows, like you have like a C partition or a D partition or E partition. It's all one huge partition, started up at root, and your drives are actually files. There's a lot of things you guys can learn about that. Checking out more bash control commands and some really awesome beginner's tutorials for Unix. And then some little Linux extras that I apparently was going to start some more stuff, but I really didn't want to go any further. I guess I should really stop putting bombs out there, because that command right there will destroy every file on your operating system if you're running as root.
Why are you putting bombs?
Am I putting bombs? I thought they'd be useful, you know? It's more the hacker in me. It's more the hacker in me. But some of the other stuff in here that's kind of interesting is that hard links are pointers to all blocks of memory on the hard drive. So when you do like a symbolic link, it's a lot like a pointer in C. Every single link that you make to a file, for example, let's say I have a file that's called note1 and a file called note2, and they're really just pointing to the same memory. You can make a thing called a hard link and a symbolic link. Symbolic links work just like pointing to them, and hard links work as if they were both the same exact thing. Devices are actually files, so there's actually a device called RAM, 0, and null. So your RAM is really just a file that you just write to. W3M and links, I already showed you guys the browsers that you guys can use. So if you're ever just using a command line, you're working on a server, and you just want like a little bit of leeway on things that you guys can kind of do, you can go online using W3M. I've never gone on Facebook or any other social media site using W3M, so try that out, see how it works. Moving a file and renaming are the same exact thing. So if you try to move a 10 gigabyte file in Windows, it takes quite a while. If you try to move a 10 gigabyte file in Linux, it takes less than a second. Because all you're doing is renaming them, really. You're renaming, directories are really just names. So that's pretty much it. That's the Linux tutorial. And if you guys want to learn a lot more about Linux, I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't go any further. Yep. So that is the Linux tutorial. Thank you guys for coming along. This was hosted by SEE. If you guys aren't members, please join up. You'll get the newsletters and the information about other future workshops from being an SEE. I'll be sending you guys the YouTube video and the slides, making sure that everyone can get access to it. And yeah, thanks for being here.